on the WhatsApp, which has been selected by my group. The first question is from Brother Yusuf Shuhaib, Ghana. What are the basic guidelines in Islam for choosing a spouse? A similar question is asked by Najiba, Afghanistan. I am a 16-year-old girl. How can we love someone in an Islamic way before marriage? And a similar question asked by Abdullah Mohsin from Dubai, UAE. If it is not too personal, can we know how did you select a life partner? The first question posed by the brother, that what are the guidelines regarding choosing a life partner or a spouse in Islam? Our beloved Prophet Muhammad said, it's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 7, hadith number 5090, as well as in Sahih Muslim, volume number 4, hadith number 3635. It is a muttafiq alayk. It's a hadith present in Bukhari as well as in Sahih Muslim. It's mentioned, Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that women are chosen in marriage for 4 things: the wealth, the lineage or nobility, beauty, and religion. Choose her for the religion. Here in this hadith, our beloved Prophet says that women in marriage are chosen for 4 things: wealth, lineage, nobility. Third is beauty, and fourth is religion. And the best is religion. That means choose the woman who is religious. Here we come to know that the maximum importance that should be given is to the religion. Because all the earlier 3 criteria which people normally look for in marriage, it is limited and mainly for this dunya. For example, wealth. Wealth is something which can maybe get you some luxury in this world, but may not be beneficial in the Akhirah. As the beloved Prophet said, it is more difficult for a rich man to go to Jannah than a poor man. But it's not haram to have wealth, but it is not the major criteria you should look for. The second is lineage. Looking at the lineage, at the family, it's good, but that is not the main. It is mainly for this dunya. You may say, oh, coming from a very good family, from a noble family. The third criteria is beauty, which is again limited only to this world. Beauty is something which you may get tired of in few days or few weeks or a year. The best and everlasting, mainly for the Akhirah as well as for the dunya, is religion. It is the deen. And if I was to pay any weightage in choosing, this is my own opinion, that if a boy wants to choose a girl, 90 to 95% should be for the deen, for the religion. Because that will get him Akhirah as well as the dunya. Yes, as far as the wealth is concerned, if a boy wants to marry a girl, then what use is the wealth of the girl to that boy? A good boy who has his own self-respect, but naturally would not like to live on the money of the woman, of the wife. So irrespective whether the girl is rich or poor, what difference will it make him? And even if he's going to use, that is only for this dunya. The lineage may or may not help. That will not really count much. The beauty, as I said, is subjective. As long as the wife is not repulsive, so maybe you can give about 3 or 4 points or 3 or 4% weightage to the beauty as long as she's not repulsive. The deen is the maximum. 90 to 95% of the weightage should be given to the deen if it's a boy choosing a girl. If a girl is choosing a boy, then wealth may carry certain weight, because if the girl is used to having certain comfort in life, but naturally she cannot marry a boy who's living on the street. So if it's a girl marrying a boy, then the wealth may have certain weightage, maybe about 10% marks. The lineage maybe 1%, and the handsomeness of the boy, as long as he's not repulsive, but naturally because you want to live with the spouse for the full life, you should be satisfied. But mentally, if you make up a mind, if you really, it's all in your mind. Any girl can seem to be beautiful, it's in your mind. So the handsomeness or the beauty carries a smaller percentage. So for the man, the religion, I would say, would carry 90 to 95% marks. And for the woman, when she's looking for a spouse, maybe would carry approximately 85% marks, the religion, the deen, which is the most important. Anyway, this percentage is from my side, it is not from the hadith. The hadith is very clear that the most important is the religion, that's it. This is my percentage. Regarding the second question posed by the sister, that can we have an Islamic love before marriage? Regarding the love before marriage that we have nowadays in the modern society, in the Western society, but natural, it is haram. There is no LBW. LBW in the cricket you have leg before wicket. LBW is love before wedding. So the way we have in the Western culture, where there are girlfriend, boyfriends, and they want to test each other, they go out to a park and they go out for a movie, they sit in the last bench of the theater, or they want to enjoy, they go for dinner, and they talk, and they may go to a hotel and sleep overnight. All these things is haram in Islam. Yes, you can, while selecting a life partner, have interview along with the mahram. If a boy is going to look at a girl, then maybe the boy's sister is there, or the girl's father is there, along with the mahram. But natural, you can ask questions, you can interview for a few minutes, for half an hour, for 1 hour. There is no limit. You can have 1 meeting, 2 meetings, no problem to understand, because you want to spend the full life with the girl and the girl with the boy. But going out alone and being in seclusion, the shaitan is there. The Prophet said that if there are 2 mahram alone, the third person is the devil. So in the Islamic way, yes, you can interview, but the love before marriage, what we have in the normal sense in the Western world, it is prohibited. Islamic way, yes, you can have. For example, you may know, the girl may know of a boy who is Islamic, who is very religious, who has high taqwa, who prays 5 times salah in the mosque, and is a da'i, and the girl may want to have a good life partner. So Islamically what she does is that she proposes to the boy who she thinks is religious through her father or through a brother, or the parents of the girl go and meet the parents of the boy, and in the Islamic way it's possible. So this sort of love, because you like the religious values and the deen in the boy, it is permissible. Islamically, if you go ahead following the rules and regulation, not breaking the Sharia, it is possible in this way, if you want to call it love before marriage, because you like the religious aspects in the boy, or the boy likes the religious aspects in the girl. In this way, not breaking any rules of the Islamic Sharia, then you can call it a sort of love before marriage Islamically, but seeing to it that you don't break any of the rules of the Sharia. As far as the third question posed to me is that if it's not too personal, the brother would like to know that how did I select my life partner? And as many of you may be aware that I met Sheikh Ahmed Deedat in 1987 the first time when I was 22 years old, and I was impressed by him, and that's how I got involved in the field of dawah, and my life became more Islamic. Previously I was an average Muslim, praying 5 times a day, fasting and doing what normal Muslims should do, but the dawah came into my life after I met Sheikh Ahmed Deedat. And once I started doing dawah, and by Allah's grace, alhamdulillah, I realized that I was good in debating, I was good in convincing. So I thought, as far as choosing a life partner for me, inshallah, no problem. Any girl I marry, I will be able to convince her maybe in a few weeks or a few months, or no problem, the girl I'll be able to convince. This was in the initial stages when I was a novice, when I didn't have much knowledge. But naturally, later on, as the years passed, I realized that very important, reading the hadith of the Prophet and knowing the other aspects of Islam, that choosing a life partner is very important. And at that time, I thought that the right age for a Muslim boy to get married is 25. That was my idea at that time. Now it may be a little bit earlier. So at that time I thought that 25 years is the best time for a person to get married, when he finishes his graduation and he can marry. And at the age of 25, when I started to look for a girl and realizing, having more knowledge of the deen, reading the hadith and the Quranic verses, my criteria was based on the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which is in Bukhari and Muslim, that while choosing a girl, you look for 4 things. First is the wealth, second is the lineage, the nobility, third is the beauty, fourth is the deen, And the best is the deen. You should choose a girl for deen. And this hadith was ingrained in my mind, and I decided I want to marry a girl who is as religious as possible. More religious than me. That was my aim, to get a girl who is in the field of dawah and religious. So I told my sister that look out for a girl, and my only criteria, number one, is deen. Regarding wealth, the poorer she is, better for me, because I don't want to use any of her wealth. Lineage, it doesn't matter. And beauty, she should not be repulsive. That was my requirement. And with this requirement, I told my sister that she should find for me a life partner. And believe me, for 2 years,